How's everybody doing? Can y'all hear me out there? One, two, yeah. Yeah, usually I have to just wait a while till people start jumping on, right?
Yeah.
Also, once one person jumps, then like people start seeing it.
I think so.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's how. Oh, okay, that's yeah. So yeah, we'll wait till a couple more people jump on in, and then we'll get started. Yeah, it's already. It's crazy because it's going on 10 already. I wonder if does Facebook let them know it's going live?
Yeah, it blinked up on mine.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Also, yeah, okay. Yeah, so we just gotta. I'll probably just give it a minute, see who pop on. Yeah. If not, you repost it. Yeah. See, we give him a couple more minutes.
So how was your day, man?
Oh, good, man. My day's been pretty good. Yeah. It's been long. It was a long day, man. Yeah. I've been thinking about this all week. I did something like this, like I want to say like a couple months ago. I dropped a video, actually my fourth video.
Okay.
And with my cousin, his name's Matthew Vergara. He basically we got on these, we started wanting to do these videos that were different than what's, kind of like usually songs that I've been doing lately over the past few years. Everybody knows me like, oh man, Dave could really sing. But I felt like over the years I had to like develop, like, you always develop like how you're gonna sing a song or what you're gonna put down or what you're gonna write about or what you're gonna sing about. Sometimes we don't know, but it's also like looking at what's trending and paying attention to that. And then I started feeling like, okay, but I got to be original at the same time as watching what everybody else is doing and being trendy in the world of music. So I started feeling like, man, I gotta try some different things. And one of the big things I think with when people are gonna hear what that's gonna start shifting into what I've been creating over the years. Like I've been singing, like, so this is like with this new sound, it's kind of like, we doing some high reverbs, some auto tune. And some people might hear it and say, man, why is he using auto tune? He could really sing, you know what I'm saying? He got a good voice. But for me, I kind of wanted to just use it as kind of like animating the song. Okay. It's like I wanted to I think movie directors, they use that when they're making a horror movie or something. They want to make things a little bit more gory or even just using effects. So I wanted to do that with these songs. I think I'm pretty much getting out of it what I've been wanting out of it. And like that's why when I wanted to do this, because I wanted people to know, like, the question a lot of people ask, like, if I'm working somewhere or they see me out somewhere, they're like, man, you still doing the music, man. Yeah. Like that's everybody's question. So like for me, it's like, yeah, but at the same time, you don't want to front. Right. Because for me, it's been a roller coaster. It's been an emotional roller coaster. Like
it's tough to kind of balance.
Yeah. And then
at the same time,
time years go by and you start questioning yourself. I think I was saying something the other day on another podcast I was on the other day with some friends. Shout out Mike Buddha and DJ Supreme. I told him, I said, man, y'all brought me out of my element, man. I was, you know, I feel like I've been in a cave, like I've been hiding in a cave, with a treasure chest, like with a treasure chest, like no, I ain't gonna show nobody these diamonds or these jewels. I'm good.
They working on some new stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly. So like, man, I'm proud to say this, man. Shout out A Dot Studios. Y'all check them out, man. Look up A Dot. Google it. It's A Dot Studios. My boy Tito runs it. Tito Sanchez is his name. You can look him up on Facebook, find him that way. He's an engineer. He's super dope. He's really skilled. He's been at it for years. He records fast. You know, when I go in there, it's like to record a song, we get things done, man. It's no joke. Like, he's not there to talk to you, talk about like and bullshit and try and kick it with you. He's like, so what you got, man? What are we doing? You know, he don't play around. Yeah.
Engineers.
Yeah. Know what they doing. And, you know, he's what you got. So when we did this one, not to just jump ship or nothing, but I move ahead too fast. But I did want to say this, like, because he's a big part of like the new stuff. He's a really big part of the big stuff. Yeah. He's a really big part of it. He engineered it, and me and him basically came up with this because we did album prior to that. That was that got on. It was on Sony. It was on Sony Music. It was called Blinded by Love. When I started recording the album, like we started with some, you know, we wanted to do like some R&B. We wanted to, you know, give you that R&B feel, like, because it, you know, R&B it's felt like it's died, dude. You know, you going back to where we came from. You know what I'm saying? From like, it's totally different, man. Yeah.
Distinguish what R&B is right now.
I just think music just evolved, and I think what you have to do is understand that it has evolved, and we can't live in the past. We have to work with what we have now, and to me, music's fun because now they made it a vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can create a vibe, your own vibe, and you know, you can create a vibe that people might want to follow or, you know, pay attention to. So, like for me, I was thinking about, like, you know, when we did that R&B album, it was called Blinded by Love, and I was like, you know, it dropped on Sony, and I thought I was gonna get all this attention, you know, from social media and friends and family. And it really didn't do too well. Also, when I was midpoint, we had like, when we were up to like the 4th, 5th song, I had my open heart surgery. Oh, okay. So we even had to take a break, and then I came back 4 to 5 months later and finished it. And I still wasn't 110 because they broke my ribs, so I was still healing. So I think the singing on there was even a little bit different. But I liked it. I liked the project. It was real nice. And it was good. It was fun to see it streaming all over the world. I think that was super fun. Yeah. You can check it out on iTunes. Just put in Dave Vela R&B singer Blinded by Love, and just Google that. You'll see all the places it's streaming on. It's still going. But like when I did that, I felt like, okay, you know, I just felt like people weren't paying attention to R&B no more. Like, I kind of got mad at music, bro. Like hip hop, R&B. I was like, man, what the heck? They don't want to hear real singers no more. You know what I'm saying? And I was super upset with auto-tune, dude. Like, super upset with auto-tune.
How you feel about auto-tune?
I had to accept it, man. Like, you know, I had to accept it. It's kind of like hooping. Remember when everybody when dribbling and one came out?
Yeah.
And it was like a dude would dribble for like 5 hours, and you'd be like, dude, shoot the ball already. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, shoot the ball already, bro. You've been dribbling for like 20 minutes and shit. Like, nah. Right. But it was trendy. Like, everything's trendy in that way. So, and when you listen to auto-tune, or you're doing stuff on auto-tune, you have to just remember it's just an effect, and it's fun. It's fun. It's animation on your track. So it is dope.
Some people are good. Like you sound good with or without auto-tune. Like he sounds really good without
it. He sounds really good without it. And then it's let me just let people know it's not something that I'm going auto-tune now. I'm never gonna sing R&B. I'm never gonna sing like a soul singer. I'm not gonna do neo soul no more. No, like I'm singing still, y'all, and this ain't gonna be on every track. It's just some songs I feel like should be a little bit more animated for the sound that I'm going for. So it works for that. And it kind of helps. It kind of tunes into like, I don't know. Do you feel this way? Like music sonically, like hits your ear, like it sonically has a sound, like it'll bounce right off whatever you're trying to hear, like, and then music, you'll be like, what the heck is that? Or what is that sound on a beat? Or an auto tune does that. It sonically clicks to your head. Then the young people love it, man. It's their time.
Too, like, kind of helps get that vibe going. Yeah. Because it's been created already.
Yeah.
Like,
What up, Bridget? I see Bridget on here. That's what's up. What up, girl? Bridget, my homegirl, man. She be, man, we had we did this mixtape track back in the days. It was real nice, man. My boy, we call him Big Fabe. Fabian was on there. Good friend of mine. He's a barber. Tito. He was rapping at the time on the T-Rex. He was on there, and then Bridget was on there. We actually took that T-Pain beat with Plies. Shorty, remember that song, Shorty?
Okay. Remixed it.
And we remixed, we killed it. Yeah, I called it Catch Me on That R&B. You could catch me on that R&B. And they came, I went first, and then everybody else had their verses. And man, Bridget blacked out. She went last. She like Eminem the track, bro. She like murdered it. It was love, man. And like when I look back at like even where I'm at now, it's like you have to remember where you started or where you come from, and you have to appreciate the people who ever took the chance to listen to you or try and want to work with you. You have to appreciate those people, man, like more than ever, man, because those people make you, man. Those people, because those are the ones that they remind you of who you are too when you're not yourself. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? We forget who we are sometimes just by. I mean, we can be, that we can be in some zone and it ain't going right. Some moments ain't going right in your life, and you like those people remind you, like, man, hold on, man, you good? You got to get back to being Dave VELA, man. That's what it is.
Sometimes you just need that little nudge too, though.
Yeah, you need that. Yeah. So like when back to that album. It was crazy because, like, when I actually was, I had a song, "Don't Go Telling Me No," like, it was like a ballad, and it featured D Rose, a good friend of mine, really good singer, man. He just did the national anthem at the Bucks game. Oh yeah, D Rose, snap, love D Rose, and it's crazy because like. When I did that song, it was so R&B. I was loving it. It just really reminded me of like Jodeci, R. Kelly. Like it just had but it had the new feel. So I'm like, man, maybe I'll go towards that. But then it's like the confidence was lacking in that song for me, and personally, like I felt like something could be better. You know what I'm saying? As an artist, yeah.
You're always gonna be your worst critic, though.
Yeah. And man, it's for instance, like when we were done with that song, I had hooked up with this like reggaeton artist, Chris J, my good friend of mine, and we did a song together. It was like /R&B /reggaeton. It was dope, and he did his verse, and then I was the hook, and then I had my verses, and then he's like, "Bro, you should throw some." He had auto-tune on. He had Tito throw auto-tune on his verse. He sounded good. He sounded really good. What he was doing with it, he sounded good. But I had never used auto-tune before.
That was your first time.
Yeah. So like he was
like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. No, I didn't like it at first. Yeah. He was like, hey, we need auto-tune on Dave. I'm like, nah, man, I don't do auto-tune.
They ordered it like, come on. Yeah.
We need auto-tune ain't my style. Like, and I did it. And then he called me like the next day, and he's like, bro, I played this at, I guess, like a party or something. And people were going crazy, like, dude, who's singing? Oh my God, he sounds good. He said they didn't mention the auto-tune or nothing. So I went ahead and tried it on a song after that. And I liked it. I was like, wow. So like, I just started creating this, like, I was like, okay, let me create a new sound, new style, new songs, everything. Let me just revamp everything. So I just went ahead and recreated everything. And I started writing these songs, and, you know, things just were coming out different, man. Me and Tito were putting the auto-tune on it, and all the songs were just coming out so different. Like, I was like, man, I've never heard myself like that. And like, sometimes we could you just said that, how we can be our worst critics, but when you could step back and look at it and say, wow, and that's you, and be proud of it, shit, you ready. You know what I'm saying? When we all know that feeling. You ready, man. You know, like
you've been doing it for some time now too.
Man, me and you go back, Mars. Me and you go way back.
So in case people are not listening or hearing it or seeing it for the first time, give us a little background of Dave Vela.
Well,
how you get here.
Yeah, man, it's been a long time, man. I'm surprised, like, you know, most people would have probably said, you know, threw in the towel or hung the jersey up already. I feel like, man, when I started to now, it's crazy. I started singing. I was a rapper first, and then I started, like, me and my brother, we'd rap like all these different, like, types of styles from, like, East Coast to West Coast. Back then, Big Daddy Kane and W.A., KRS-One, like Digital Underground, all these real good rap groups back in the days. We wanted to be those groups. Too Short, DLC. Like, so we had all these rap tapes, and we'd be in our basement playing these rap tapes. So we'd make our, you know, it used to be this radio station. Dude would play instrumentals, and we record his radio show and all his instrumentals, and then we'll make a little tape rapping over all those instrumentals with 2 radios, because, you know, there was no studios, nothing like, not even in your phone where you could record from your phone. So we didn't even have phones, none of that shit. It was like Stone Age down there. I'm just playing. But we took both radios together, and we put them together. One we'd rap on, the other one would play the beat. It was crazy.
Multi-track.
Yeah. And we made a tape, and we, like, everybody around the neighborhood was hearing it. They were like, man, the twins be rapping, it's dope. You know, everybody was loving it. And man, just one day I heard it. You remember that Tony song, Whatever You Want?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would look in the mirror and sing that, and I don't know, I just started feeling like, man, damn, R&B's dope. And I went to Belle Biv DeVoe concert my sister took us to. It just blew my mind, bro. Just seeing those dudes up there singing and all the girls going crazy, and they're just throwing roses in the crowd and shit. I was like, man, I want that. I want to do that when I grow up. And it was crazy because we were like we were 4th row. We were like really close. My sister got us super close. But
that's what's up.
I remember, yeah, right. They played a big part in that. But when man, you know, like the years start going forward, and there was an R&B group, Troop. Remember them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out my guy Stone Paxton. I'll get back to that. He was a member of the group R&B group Troop. So they had a song called All I Do Is Think of You, and they were blowing. It was a Jackson 5 song. They killed it. They snapped. So I was listening to that, and I was like, wow, man, this sounds really good. Like it was just like a feeling that comes over you, and it makes you wish you could sing, you know. So I would try and emulate the songs and look in the mirror and be those R&B singers. It was crazy, and I was only like 13 years old. And dude, with Joe, I can't lie. Yeah, then Jodeci came out. When Jodeci first song "Forever My Lady" came out, and it was crazy. Man.
That song gets some singers in trouble though.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, yeah. Forever My Lady came out, and bro, then they came out with Come and Talk to Me and all the other tracks off the album. And I bought the tape and I was listening so much to all the songs. I started knowing every song by heart. So I would walk to school with a friend of mine and sing like the songs, playing around, like just joking, like not even being serious. Yeah. I'm up there singing the songs, walk to school, and then one day he got me. He brought a girl on the walk with us to school.
This was your time.
And I'm like, he looks at the girl and he's like, "Hey Dave, sing something for her." I was like, "Hell no, man, I ain't singing, man. What you talking about?" He's like, "Dude, you sing?" I was like, "I'm playing around, dude. I ain't serious, man. I be playing around." I started singing, like, and the girl was like, "Wow," like, "Oh my God." And then him and the girl like, "Dude, you should take that serious. You should take singing lessons and all this and that." So, you know, it just kind of clipped my mind, and I'm like, man, whatever with it, man. And I just kept doing it. Eventually, like, I went all the way downtown with it, singing with like 3 other guys and my brother, like singing on the street corners and stuff. And that was exciting, man. Like to see, like we'd be singing in front of the mall, we'd sing in front of the movie theater, and people outside would see us and shit. and you know, like some people walk past, and then next thing you know, I would close my eyes, and one day I opened my eyes, and it was like 10, 20 people watching us sing and shit. Like, it was crazy, man. I'm like, wow, dude, oh my God, we're getting a little crowd. Like, so we start singing everything. Blackstreet, Jodeci. I started doing Stevie Wonder. Everybody's going crazy, man. Like, and I would go places like on the bus or something, and people would see me, dude, be singing.
Yes,
like,
I do from
yeah, he be singing, like, and I was like, wow, this is crazy. So one day I worked for Wendy's when I was like 18, and they used to have the little mic, and they would yell through the mic. They'd be like, make the double stack. They want a double stack. I need 3 double stacks. So they'd be yelling through the mic, right?
Using the mic.
And one day, it was a bunch of people out there, and my manager, his name was Ken Bonham. He's like, and this was at Wendy's on 7th and North Avenue. Mm-hmm. And it was crazy, dude. People would come, like, he had this big line one day, and it was packed in there. And he told me to go to the mic and sing Stevie. I'm like, dude, get out of here. I ain't doing that. I was so nervous. I was shaking and everything. Like, I sang, dude, and everybody in the lobby went crazy, bro, like screaming. Man, that's when you start knowing, like, man, I got something, you know, like, but you really don't know what it is. You just messing around with it. But, like, you know, from like going back that far, like, I never thought you know, we dream of this. We dream of having all this talent to be able to write, sing. I don't play. I wish I played the piano, or I wish I would have took a little bit more time in my younger years to try to play the piano, or, you know, the drums, or a guitar or something. But I do love the fact that I just studied the singing, the balance of singing. I can't say, like, sit here and say to anybody like, oh man, I'm just great singer. Man, this is a constant practice, dude. You have to practice and practice, and you have to tell your ear from your mind, like, oh man, this is this is nice. I'm loving this, yeah. Or, you know, I'm hating this. This don't sound right. You might throw it to the side. And like, I think that's one of the main things as artists, you should know that, you know, like, I hate when people get overconfident, dude. Like, they start getting, I can't, their ego.
Even if you're good, you still need
dude, like, man, your ego, man.
Practice.
Yeah, exactly. Kobe too. Kobe practice.
You have to take practice. Practice makes perfect. I always something, and he, you know, with hoops and anything.
And that's why all artists starting out right now, all artists, period, man, drop your ego, man. Stay humble, man. Don't be out here acting like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, I can do this, you know. I'm better than everybody. Like, man, I'm the best out here. Nobody touching me. You can't feel like that, because it's going to come a point in time, man. You're going to have your moments to shine, and then you're going to hit that wall, and then you're going to be sitting back are you gonna have to start over? And you're really competing with your last project when you dropping albums, or your last mixtape, or your last show, or your last video. That's what you competing with. You ain't competing with everybody else, really, because that's the test of like who could last, who could keep doing it. So many people stop, and a lot of people stop. I think Corona like hurt a lot of us artists. Hurt us, man. Like we were scared to go. I was scared to go to the studio when Corona was around. Like I think, yeah, man.
I mean, you see it picking up though now that things are kind of enlightened.
It's picking up. I still think it's still a scary thing, but I think people have adjusted to it more. I mean, more and more. I think people let go of it, especially when the summer comes. They don't care. Like people get out there and live their life. It was crazy to see how many people were at the Bucks championship.
Lost their mind.
People lost their mind. At the Bucks championship, people went crazy, man. Like we was down there, me and the wifey and brother-in-laws and stuff. We was down there getting it in, man. It was fun. We had a lot of fun. Like that's why for the city, man. It's so many dope artists here. Like, I can't stand here and say I'm better than everybody. I would never say that. That's not who I am. And I even have a song called, it's one of my singles now, Staying Out the Way.
You got some new stuff, right?
Yeah, that's one of the new songs. And that song saying that, like, hey, man, y'all can do it how y'all want. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You can do it however you want. Don't worry about me. I'm out the way. Like, I'm staying out the way, man. I'm good. I'm creating my own lane. I'm battling myself. We ain't in no competition. I'm staying right over here. You know what I'm saying? And whoever want to come over here, I'm right over here. You invited. I ain't pushing nobody away, but I'm staying over here. Like,
for sure.
So like that's what that song meant to me, and it was good because I don't want people to ever look at me like I never wanted to take advantage of people with my music. Never do. Like, take advantage of females or just feel like even take advantage of people with my presence or feel like I'm bigger than anybody. I don't care how big I ever got, dude. I put God first. And I always felt like, I think you have to, music should be used to balance, help other people in life. Because I think that's why, for me, right now, my most important thing is to watch. I really want to watch what I say or how I say it, but I do still have to, put my foot down sometimes and say, hey, I'm going to stand on what I believe in. I'm going to say this on this song. Some people might not like it. Some people might love it. Some people might hate it. But, we have to stand by what we believe in and we have to sing about the truth, man. The truth is everything, The truth sets you free. If anybody is out there and you living a lie, man, stop it, man. The truth sets you free. Don't front on who you are or who you trying to be, man. Just, just be yourself and keep working at what makes you best at who you are. What makes you happier. Make sure your circles, your people around you know what you're trying to do or who you're trying to be or and don't put people in situations to hurt themselves neither, man. Because where you're going down this path and like, cause I always did that with the music. I think when I was younger, I kind of brought people in, with me to, either make, do, especially with shows, dude. I brought people in, DJs. Yeah, I did a lot of shows back in the days, a lot. And I brought in DJs, management. I had a team. I had all this there and none of that's there no more. And I don't know if it's something I did wrong. Maybe I had some of those I had some selfish moments in my life. We're not perfect. We deal with that, but yeah. I still love anybody, everybody. You know who you are if you did music with me or whatever you did with me back in the days. Just recently, I love everybody who was ever a part of what I was trying to do. And Mario, dude, you was a big part of like when this all started, dude. Mario knew me when I didn't even write my own songs.
See, I knew you as a basketball player.
Yeah.
It took me a second before I realized. Yeah. Or like, I knew you sang and stuff, but it was always the twins to play ball.
Yeah.
It took me a second to be like, oh yeah, Dave Bell was an R&B singer. You know, but I was like, yeah, let's go check ball. You know, let's play ball. I know you sing and everything, man, but let's
just hoop. Let's hoop.
We go back for some time, and you.
Oh yeah, we go way back, man. Like we go way back.
Yeah. I always supported what you did, and I always thought that you know the passion you had behind it, and you always kind of, you keep going every time you do. I bump into you before. We always stay active doing some stuff, and I like that you stay busy.
Yeah, and
it's hard as a
yeah, it's very hard, man. I work. I ain't gonna lie, I work 2 jobs. I got a family. Wife, kids. And I still juggle the music, dude. Right? Shout out to the wifey, Marilyn Vela. She really holds me down, man. The other day she was like, just push, just go. Don't. Just you got something, that people want to see and hear. Just go, go do it. Stop worrying about it. Don't worry about it. She was just really, it was good, man. She was really influencing me to get out here and finally do something. If, she sees me wanting it more and more. So she's like, stop sitting still and just go do it, and that's what I'm very happy with what we're doing today, man. Like this is nice. And I appreciate anybody that's tuning in, listening. If we miss some people, it's all good because, we'll catch y'all I'll replay it through Facebook all week. So people are seeing my podcast that I was on last Sunday. That's still going, so it's good, man.
We're doing a podcast.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And this is what this about. Mario plays, people don't know, I'll say this, man. Me and Mario met Harvey Scales as well when we were younger. We was young, man. And we stayed in Atlanta at his house. I took y'all over there and we went to the studio. You met Q from Detroit.
Yeah.
Shout out Q, really good producer, man. He was producing most of the tracks that Harvey Scales was writing for me at the time. And I wasn't a writer then. This is crazy. I wasn't a writer then. I didn't write my own songs. And I remember Harvey Scales writing my songs, and I went back to the studio that night. I think it was late. Remember, it was like 3, 4 in the morning.
Yeah, we stayed in the studio like a couple days.
Yeah. And we was in there, and Q was making some tracks. And
Kira came in.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kira. He came in.
Yeah, he was making tracks.
And he's like, oh, hold up. All of a sudden, he's the fire producer of the whole thing. That's how he kind of got everyone's attention. And I was like, man, this dude's...
And Mario said something. You said something to me, man. And then I love it, man. You were like, dude, I like, Harvey Scales writing your songs is dope. Like, I'm like, yeah, like, man, he's a really good writer, man. He's platinum, And to know, like, damn, that's Pops now. That's crazy. They didn't know that back then. But what's good, man, is, like, when you told me that, it's crazy because the following year, something even, like, deeper happened. Because when you had told me that was 98. And you were like, man, hey, bro, you was like, why don't you ever try to write your own songs? Why don't you, like, get into, like, the writing part, like
just go for it.
Like you was like, man, the singing's there, but dude, if you had the writing too, you write your own lyrics. And I was like, I wasn't sure, I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't sure. Yeah, I wasn't sure.
But you got to do it, and now you writing.
Man, and I write like crazy now, yeah. And big thanks to Pops, man. Harvey Scales, one day he goes, I was in Atlanta, and he goes, R.I.P. too, man. He and I know he's down there shining on me right now. I know he's up there and he's looking down at me and he's blessing me, man. He's been blessing me. Everything I'm doing, I feel it. He's blessing Harvey Scales Jr. That's bro. Shout out Harvey Scales Jr. That's bro, man. He's doing his thing too. He's big with the podcast. He's got a lot of stuff going on. His name's ringing through the city, so that's really that. I'm loving that, man. That's what Harvey Scales did. His name was big here, so we basically reliving his legacy, and I'm proud to say that. But I remember when I was in Atlanta and we were eating, and he goes, "I got something to give you." A little bit later, and we sat down after dinner, and he's like, I'm wondering what it is. I'm thinking he gonna give me like one of his jackets he wore at the show or something, one of the glitter jackets. I'm like, man, okay. So I'm waiting for something. And he pulls out like this notebook. I'm like, okay, he gonna give me another new song or something, right? He goes, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna give you something that you can use for the rest of your life. And I'm like, what's that? And he goes, I'm gonna show you how to write a song. And I was like, whoa, like, wow, like I was stunned. But at the same time, I was nervous. And I didn't know if I was ready or I don't even know if I liked it. And then he was like, he started writing the song, and he was showing me the song. It was called Imitation Sugar. He's talking about a girl, a fake chick. It was supposed to be a song about a fake female that was playing you out and shit. So it was called Imitation Sugar. So like he was writing the whole song, and he was showing me how it breaks down. The bars, like he goes, rappers rap 16. Singers don't have to write 16 bars. You write 8 bars when you sing in your verse, and you write 4 to 6 on your hook. And at first I was like, wow, that's kind of hard. It just seemed so hard to me. And then like when the song was done and I had to read the song over in the studio to sing it, it clicked in my mind. And then I don't know what it was. I came back to Milwaukee, and I remember Q gave me a beat, and I kept trying to write to that beat, and I kept messing up, and I would throw the paper away, and I couldn't. I don't know. It was like I wasn't feeling myself doing what he was doing. Like I'm like, he's a writer. I'm not a writer. I can sing, but I need writers. Yeah, it wasn't, man. And then all of a sudden, man, one day I was going through it, bro. Like going through life, like. Man, just going through, like I was young still, but I was going through one of those hard times, man. And I just start singing about everything, like heartache, pain, life, what I was seeing, what I like, what I don't like. I just started singing about everything and writing it down on paper and trying to make songs. And I remember the first song I wrote is crazy, man.
Were you singing about everything? Like, let me get the ketchup.
Right?
Pass me the salt.
The first song I had was called Be a Lady. And I don't know what made me write that, but it was, I don't know. I think it was something like just telling a female, be a lady, be a woman, respect yourself out here. Don't let dudes just run all over you. Don't. And I was like, man, this is a good song. So I stuck with it, and I went to one of my good friends' studio on the east side, a guy named Seb. And man, he was a dope producer. So I liked his beats because he had like a little R. Kelly vibe.
Okay.
So like I made the song, and then we made a couple other more songs, and I started letting the songs like, get around the neighborhood and let friends hear it. And all of a sudden, man, it was like, wow, I'm making music. Like, this is crazy. So I got with another one of my good friends, Caprice, and then we started making songs and beats. Yeah. Shout out Caprice. And we started making beats and stuff, and he was making beats, and then I started singing with him, and then he knew Z Smooth, Zach, shout out Z Smooth, DJ Z Smooth's on V100. What is that? 98.3 spinning on, he's just been, man, he was big, even for the Bucks. He DJs for the Bucks sometimes. But like hearing like Z Smooth say like, wow, you sound like such and such, or all these, big time artists, that made me say, wow, okay, I'm on something, and I was writing these songs. So it was like, I started thinking like, wow, I'm getting somewhere. And then it was like everybody started vanishing. Everybody that I was around stopped doing music. Everybody. I think, and then I felt like I didn't know what to do. Like, and then I wasn't talking to Harvey Scales for a minute. Like, I didn't see him for a while. I ain't been in Atlanta. At that time, I wasn't in Atlanta for like 2 years. So then I met this kid. He made like Wu-Tang beats, white boy, like, man, real nice Wu-Tang beats. His name was Eddie Nigma. So I got with him, and we started making songs.
Okay.
And then I always like to say that's kind of like the first song that I wrote with him was called Cripple Hearted. And then the second one was called Do You Wanna? And like Cripple Hearted was so fucking dope. He took Tony Braxton Unbreak My Heart and he played it backwards. It was crazy, dude. Like, and I called the song Cripple Hearted instead of saying I'm broken hearted. I said I'm cripple hearted. You know, like like so it was. I've always wanted to be different, man. Like I never wanted to say something somebody else said it. You know, you don't never want to be one dimensional. You don't want to be just copying people. You want to, you know, want to do things that make you unique. Always look for I always would like to tell other artists or somebody that's younger than me coming up doing music, always really look at what can make you different. Mm-hmm. Really concentrate on what can make you different. And that's even if people don't like it, you know, just even if other people don't like it, like they might not, I'm not feeling that, but it, you know, it makes you unique and you know it inside, like, okay, but this is me. This is different. This is what I like. I can't be such and such, you know. Like I've been always a big fan of like R. Kelly, Drew Hill, Jodeci, like I was mentioning all these R&B singers, but I can't be them. I can't just go in the studio and totally copy one of the songs and just sing it all the same way. At the end of the day, Dave Vela is going to come out, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to like make sure.
Yeah.
Have Dave Vela, I mean, you sound great and sound like other people. You also have to kind of build that lane.
Yeah. And
create that.
That's why, like, when I go back to like those songs, those first songs I ever wrote, man, to like now, like, wow.
Do you have like a favorite? Some of the favorites that you just.
Oh yeah, the craziest moment for me is my first album I ever wrote. It's called Ghetto Soul. I still got it on flash drive. And that we dropped it in 03. It was
that's cool.
And it was nice, man. We dropped it in 03.
Okay. That
album was like my first, like I said, wow, I wrote an album and we really did it. I wrote all the songs. I had gathered up about 3 or 4 producers. My guy, Pito, he went by Laura Vicious at the time. Shout out him. He like produced that first one. He was the one that told me, he said, man, why don't you do an album, man? You know, he always used to hear me sing around the hood and stuff like that. So he's like, why don't you do an album? I'll record it, dude. So we had other producers we brought in that we were good friends, and they came in with the MP3, MPC, and 300 making beats. It was funny. We was sampling stuff, and it came out dope. So then, like, I was like, wow, I made an album, man. So I went on to making the next, you know what I'm saying? Right. Oh, man, I made it. I did it. And, you know, like, you start realizing you're so happy and proud of what you just did.
When you complete an album or you complete a project and then you sell it, just even if you sell it guerrilla style in front of the store and you get that $8.
Yeah.
You feel like the $8 is like $100,000. What we gonna do with this $8?
And then you sell it to somebody and hope they come back and say they liked it. Like, and then you see them and you're nervous. Like, I just sold them. I took their money. You know what I'm saying? I just sold them my album. I hope they like it. Like, what'd you think? I remember this girl bought it from me and she was like, what? You know, we worked at US World. She came in the store and she bought it from me. And I was like, I seen her in the mall for lunch like 2 days later. What'd you think? Oh my God, you sound so good. I love this song. I was like, oh shit, I got something. Like it. And then it was the funniest thing was they got a hold of it at the Journal Sentinel and they gave it to the dude in the Journal Sentinel, and that's how I ended up in the paper for the first time off that album. And dude, and then when the guy had interviewed me, he asked me what I was working on next, and I was like, wow, I had to think of something quick, and there was one that I was previously working on, like, that I wanted to get going, was called Cold World. I know you remember Cold World. Yeah. And I wrote that, like, man, matter of fact, I gotta let people know this, like, I was sitting in my kitchen, all the lights off with a little lamp and a notebook, just writing songs, just going through beats. Yeah.
Get on iTunes
it's on iTunes right now. It's on all digital platforms. Yeah. That's 05. I dropped that in 05. Man, at Cold World, when I listened to it today, it was almost like it was like street, like politics.
Yeah, I
like
think it fit that
social.
time though.
Yeah,
The
it was
time of
like
that, you
social
know.
ills and politics, like,
Yeah.
and it was nice for what it was. I listened to it, but like over time, you always want to do better. You want to do better, and I always constantly, I think like sometimes like I tried to walk away from it, and this is why I took this platform today to talk about it, because I wanted to talk about this so much. Like, I always wanted to walk away from music, dude. So many times I just wanted to give it up, throw it in. I get tired, so you get tired,
Oh yeah,
or
for sure. I can imagine.
there's them times you're like, man, is this even what I'm supposed to be doing? But
Hmm.
then you start looking around like, okay, but what am I doing better? Nothing. Ain't nothing else making you happy. And then I'll find myself going right back to it.
Hmm.
Like over the years, like I went through those moments. Like, here I was and I gotta say this, because a lot of artists, they be feeling like, oh man, I'm the greatest, I'm the best. Oh man, can't nobody beat me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I did this. Man, humble yourself, man.
yeah.
Because like I said, I was doing so much. Man, when we were doing them shows, when Marty and Alana was booking my shows back in the days, Mario, I had 300-400 people watching me sing. And
Shout out to Monty in the tent.
yeah, like, dude, Marty and Alana dude, they was doing, shout out Alana, man. She played a big part in that, man. She like,
Yeah, because I know you guys are on some
yeah,
roads.
yeah,
Stay busy.
she was booking me. Her and Marty man, we was doing mansions. We did the Paps Mansion.
Perhaps you guys.
Yeah, we did the Brett Favre Steakhouse. I forgot what it was called at the time. I think that's what it was, but it was upstairs. It was like red carpet, bro. Like
That's what's
I'm
up.
telling you, bro. It looked like we was singing in the palace, bro. Look,
No way.
dude, it was dope. And everybody had on white. It was an all white party.
That's what's up.
We were doing huge events, and I was feeling like that. I was feeling like that singer, man. And everybody in the city knew me. I was blowing up with no radio. I never was on the radio that time at all, except once. And uh just going forward, man, like looking at it now, it's like after I did all them shows, like, things start dying down, and I had to, it's kind of like you have this pressure on you. Do you stop, or do you just keep creating things, or keep trying to find ways to get back into it? So like when I was sitting there, thinking to myself, like, man, what do I do next? And after the shows, I had this DJ. Her name was Priscilla, DJ Pre. Shout out Priscilla. You got to shout out the people you worked with, man.
Mm-hmm.
And
Sure.
she had this recording studio. She went and bought all this equipment, and we recorded an album called Songs on My Mind. We made all the songs, dude. And like, I mean, we didn't know she wasn't like an engineer, like an engineer, good engineer. We were just learning everything. Me and her were watching tutorials and stuff like that, trying to learn how to
Mm-hmm.
record. And we were just making these songs, and we dropped an album, and we
That's
got,
cool. I
man,
admire that because you ain't waiting for nobody.
bro, dude, it was in the paper, right? It was in the paper, and we end up having the biggest album release party for this for that project.
That's what's up.
And like, man, it was packed that night. Everybody came out. It was at Hot Water. Remember,
Yeah.
that, like, I think it's on like First and National, that they had a
Yeah.
big stage. We did it there, and it was, man, it was so packed. Everybody was there. North side, south side, east side, the whole Milwaukee was in there. It was crazy.
That's what's up. It's a nice venue.
But I woke up the next day after that, and I was like, man, we did it big. And I listened to the record, bro, and I was just so unsatisfied. A couple people called me. They're like, man, Dave, you sang your ass off on the CD. The songs are really nice you wrote. And dude, those were some of the best songs I wrote. And the mixing and the engineering wasn't there, dude. It was just,
It's important. That's one of the, I think it's a really important
yeah,
part of the music production and putting everything together.
yeah,
You can sing, you can have it, but I think mixing and making sure that that's laid down right
yeah,
and
yeah.
mastering it down. Some things that get overlooked, anybody can buy a bunch of equipment, but it all depends on who's behind the wheel.
Yeah, and like for me, when I started looking at that, I started, getting in my body a little bit, and it was like I met this guy. He worked with DMX. His name was Justice Johnson. You could check the credits. He did on Dark as Dark and Hell is Hot. He did a lot of some of the production and the mixing and mastering on there. So he had wanted to do a whole album with me, and he's from DC actually, and I'm like, man, why not? So we did an album. We did a whole album, and him and Priscilla were kind of bumping heads, and I just got crazy, dude. And then I end up just saying, hey, I'm gonna just go through it with it. And she only wanted what's best for me, so she was like, just go ahead and do it. Just do it with him, get it over with.
Yeah.
So I did it. I did that album. Man, phenomenal. It's called Cold Nights, Rainy Days. Y'all could look it up. It's called VELA. It's under VELA though. It's not Dave Vela, but it's under VELA. Cold Nights, Rainy Days. Man, what a project, bro. Like 21 songs. We shot like 3 videos off of it. One of my best friend, my cousin, he died during the making of it, Finn. Yeah, man. And I made a song about it, a video, and it's so dope. It's like a documentary to his life in that little short video. So that was good. Like, and that album meant a lot to me, right? So Justice was reaching out to people from like Def Jam. Okay. And there was this tour with Jeremiah and some other singers that were coming up. And I was supposed to be on the tour. And he had this thing in writing what they wanted. And I didn't have the funds for that, man. I'm still paying bills and working a 9 to 5. I ain't,
Yeah, it's tough, man. Like, we even the trips that we made to Atlanta, man, that's something you have to believe in what you're doing to be taking trips down to when you don't see anything coming in. Right?
When you don't,
it's either it's gonna break you or make you.
Or even seeing anything coming in at all, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just on the preliminary end.
To try and do this with your own money,
right?
It's very hard. I think a lot of people worked with me based off my talent, but then again, that runs out too. That runs out sometimes. Mm-hmm. Okay, you're talented, but what else is next? What's next? And that's the other part, the marketing, which plays the big part. So like that would have basically got me out there. So when that happened, I don't know, man, I was a little hurt, man. And, a friend of mine, Corey, we were talking about it. And he's like, man, look, man, I'm going to take it down to Reggie Brown, the album. And because he said, man, you got this in the full package. You got pictures in there. You got your picture on the CD. It was a real CD, it was from a real distribution. And it was in, I had it in an exclusive company.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was in there. People were buying it from there. So, that was cool. I sold out of a store, So little things like that. And then Corey took me to Chicago and I did a Taste of Chicago. I performed like 5 songs off the album. Then I did another spot in Chicago called Olivia's or something like that. I did a show there in the same night, 2 shows in one night. And that got plenty love from Chicago. They were buying my CDs and everything, bro. It was crazy. So then, but like you get these rides and these moments and you feel like you're making it and you're not, dude. You're not. You still,
Every industry kind of has its roller coasters, right? COVID kind of put a hold.
Oh yeah, COVID, and that, like we were saying earlier, COVID put a big dent in it, man. But because you don't want to keep, going over the same. You don't want to keep making the same mistakes. I think when you just keep making the same mistakes, it will get tiring, and eventually you will turn your back on it and move on with life. And I think like when that failed for me, dude, I went and got a job, started working, man. Forgot all about the album, forgot all about the touring or anything, and just started living life. And it hurt me, dude. I started hating the album, dude. Like I hated it. I didn't like listening to the songs. I didn't like listening to myself sing. I didn't like the videos really no more. Everything, I just started looking at it negative. I think that's what killed me the most, man.
What got you out of that? What got you out of that slump?
I I
Or
remember,
the funk, or whatever.
you know what it was, man? It was some Milwaukee artists, bro. I was going to some open mics and see a Milwaukee artist go hard, and I would perform those album songs with those artists. You know, they were doing open mics, and I would go to the open mics and do songs off the album. And you know what I loved about myself then, Mario? Most people, most artists that were, you know, given a chance to be, you know, that did even did an album with somebody who did work with DMX will feel like super big headed and feel like they won a lottery and shit, not me.
Right.
You know, so like it felt good for me to humble myself and say, hey, I'm no better than anybody, man. I'm no better than a dude that's doing,
It's a good attitude.
you know, anybody. Yeah, yeah. I wasn't feeling like I was better than the dudes doing the open mic that night. And yeah, it humbled me. It really humbled me, man. And I just kept doing songs and, you know, from the album. And one day I was stumbled across this site called SoundClick, and Philly, you know Philly Flyboy, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, he had put me on to that, and he was like,
Okay.
check out SoundClick for R&B producers, because there really wasn't no R&B producers here in the city, not as many as you need to be looking for to get beats.
Right.
So I was listening to a couple guys, and one guy, he had this particular sound that reminded me like, you know, like Neo or you know, Genuine or anybody that was popping at that time, like 2012. And I was like, man, I started, you know, I emailed him. He was like, yeah, you could use the beats, you know what I'm saying? If you need me to take the tags out, you just got to pay like 25 for the beat, you know what I'm saying? So I wasn't paying for the beats. I was just using them I was leaving the tag in there because I was trying to do it like a mixtape. And I did a joint called, Candlelight Show. And it was, and I was studying Keith Sweat and Babyface, and I was like, man, this is super dope. And then like it started coming out nice, dude. Like, and it started sounding like Keith Sweat, Babyface, like those R&B songs.
Okay.
And
Old school.
yeah, man. And then I was loving it, man. We were making it, and I remember my, you know, rest in peace, my cousin Emilio, man, because he's the one that, you know, we were driving to Atlanta, and he was like, Dave, the Candlelight Show gonna be nice, because I had already recorded a couple songs off it. And, you know, shout out my guy Miko. He did Cold World. He did Candlelight Show as well.
Okay.
And, man, that just came out so dope. I loved it, how it turned out. We recorded, I think, like 11 songs. And I was going to put it out, and then Emilio passed. My cousin passed. Him and his girlfriend, Maisha, they passed the carbon monoxide in the car in their garage. And when that happened, I didn't want to, you know, I'm like, man, cuz ain't here no more. That was his favorite album of mine. We would play, me, him, and Marty and Maisha would sit in my basement and drink a little bit, play pool, and listen to the whole album, bro. Like front to back, over and over again. That's how good the songs were.
Yeah.
And I still got it. I still got all that work, man. I got it all. I got all of it. I ain't, you know, I can drop it whenever I want, you know. But I just kind of let that one go, dude. That was another one. Another project. I shot a couple videos with my boy Mike Larry, Rough Copy. Shout out Rough Copy. And y'all can look these people up, man. They're doing great things right now if you need videos or photos or whatever. But yeah, Mike Larry, we did videos to this album too. We were doing a video to every song on the album. And like what ended up happening with that too, it's just like everything just kind of always just started fading away eventually. And that's what that one did. And then I wasn't doing music like for a while, and then I started back up again like 2 years later in 2014.
Okay.
And then, you know, it just kept recording songs here and there. And I tried to even record myself. I had a little Pro Tools setup. I tried to record myself a couple of times.
You like cut?
Yeah. And I was like, dude, I'm no engineer. So one of my friends, he was with me in the basement. He was like, man, Dave, you cold, man. He was like, just go get you. All you need is an engineer. That's all you need, man. Somebody knows how to mix and record. So
You got a lot of projects that you got already sitting
yeah,
down right there.
yeah, right now, and that's
So
that's what we're eventually like. I feel like that's what we sitting here right now for, because
partly,
yeah, Tito. I reached out to Tito because I needed an engineer, and me and Tito had already did like 2 songs. And then we had did that whole project, but we had already did 2 songs before we even did that project. So like when I started getting back up with him, because he had told me, he was like, man, you need to, I told him, I said, man, I need an engineer. I'll pay whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I just started, he's like, man, just come through whenever you can. So I would, book time. I booked the studio time and go through, And we, like I said, we finished that first one, Blinded by Love. We put it on Sony. And that, it did what it did, man. It was cool to just see my album on all platforms. But I didn't make nothing. I didn't make no money. Nothing, man. It's crazy, man. I don't know. You learn from that, man. You learn from that. I ain't make $1, But
you working on some new stuff. And
so yeah, and trying to, I think what it is figure out those mistakes, man. And when with that being said, with that album sitting there and nothing happened, and then I end up getting with Tito again, and I'm like, look, man, he's like, why don't we just, recreate some things, some songs, really look at what you want to make, because I told him, I said, man, I just want to start doing different things. That's what I love about Tito. He's really in tune to what I'm doing, man. Like when you got somebody that's going to sit in the studio and they're not telling you how to sing, and they're not telling you, like, I'll throw that song away. They're just critiquing you as you go. Like he'll be like, oh, sing that over once. I'm gonna keep that one, but sing it over,
Yeah.
And when you got somebody like that, and they care just as much as what you putting down, man,
it makes a difference.
It makes a huge difference, man.
It reflects, I think, in the music.
Yeah, and then like we're up, like now we got like, I want to say we got like over 100 songs there, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
That's a lot of.
That's a lot of songs. So we was thinking like, what do we want to do? And I was like, well, I gotta, it's dope because I was doing like, so if you hear like Fortress, or you hear Staying Out the Way, you'll hear like this different style, right? But then when you hear what I'm about to bring next, which is the Neo Soul, I got a Neo Soul project with that project. That project is called that one's called that project is called, Love, Life, and Soul. That's the Neo Soul project.
That's the Neo Soul project.
And dude, we got the songs already done. That is dope. Like, it's like a Jill Scott like feel, like Anthony Hamilton. But like, I've always wanted to do that. You know what I'm saying? And then the one with Fortress and all that on that one's called My Day's Gonna Come. And that's how I feel now. Like, my day's gonna come. Some guys just telling me, just keep working. It's gonna come.
Yeah, and you live by your, learn from your mistakes, and you try to fix them, and you get better, and try to perfect something different the following year, or whatever you're doing. I think that's how you kind of get ahead. And
that's how you get ahead, exactly. And so right now, like with these 2 projects, and I got a million other songs in my head going right now. So I got a million songs in my head, and also in my phone I've made like pre-production with a little studio I got on my phone, and I got about another 100 songs on there. So I'm sitting on like totally 200 new songs, man.
That's a lot of songs.
And dude, like we've only put out 4 singles. And by the way, I have to say this, Mateo, my cousin, he goes by Kiddix. Look up kiddix.com. He's so good with the photography and the videos, man. We were going to Puerto Rico, man, and he had hit me up a week before we were going to Puerto Rico, and he's like, "Cuz I got all the camera equipment. I went to Hollywood doing some stuff, and he had let me know, like I want to make sure. I wanted to see if you wanted to, shoot some videos. I got you. Don't worry about it. I would like to just shoot some of your work." And man, I was like, it felt like a huge blessing that just came down on me. Like I was like, wow, that's crazy, because I had all these songs. He didn't even know I had all this work. So when I hit him, I was like, man, that's great, cuz let's do this. I got all these songs. And shout out him and his wife Jennifer Vergara. Man, lovely people, dude. And man, Jennifer sat through some of the videos we did. She sat through them.
Yeah.
Watching us shoot the videos, helping out. And man, Mateo did a really good job. Well, Mateo in Spanish is Matthew.
Yeah.
So his real name is Matthew, but in Spanish, Mateo. I like calling him Mateo. I just love it how it sounds. But it's he did these last 4 videos, these new ones, Fortress. Yeah.
Fortress,
So it's Fortress.
Okay.
It's okay. There's that one. There's Closet Space and Staying Out the Way. Those 4 right now. And we're just waiting for the weather to kind of start acting right. So, we kind of want to do some more outside scenes, some good areas, maybe hit Chicago. So we're going to get right back to that. And I think that's going to be that's going to be a real nice stepping stone going into, I just want, for me, I feel like this. If people are going to watch me, I have to be working, man.
Yeah.
I have to show that I have to show the work for it. If you want, you have to show your work. You have to show your worth. And I think when what I was starting to understand to myself last night was like, we ask God for some things, right? Oh, I want to be rich. I want to be famous, this and that. Man, you know what? I never wanted fame, bro. I never wanted to be famous. Like, I'm scared of it, actually. But I always wanted to be heard. That's what's crazy. And yeah.
Yeah. No, with what's it, Jay Dilla?
Yeah.
In Common, when he's like, through music is forever.
Yeah, it is.
You can live through song.
Yeah.
And I feel like Jay Dilla and all these people that they do.
Yeah.
Every time you put that track on, Biggie, every time you put that Biggie, he's gone, but he plays again.
Yeah.
Every single time. It'll always be there. It'll always keep going. Music is forever. I feel like you make an imprint, even if it's a couple things or a few albums here and there. But you still make an imprint. You have a voice. I think you're doing that.
And I think like you have to really, I think for all of us, you have to network, man. You have to meet new people.
Yeah.
I just wish some of these people that are in the entertainment, and I mean, you might look at yourself small, or you might look at yourself big, but we're all in this entertainment. We all have these platforms. And I think like entertainment, at the end of the day, when you think about it, it's a business, bro.
It is a business, and I think working together is key.
Is key.
There's a lot of artists in the industry. We're always kind of grown up to be competitive in the industry.
Yeah.
I'm going to work here. I got this producer. I got this, this is my circle of producing all this stuff. And I think it's Magna Carta with Jay-Z, where he used multiple famous producers, and you can tell that album, out of all his other albums, the sound is way different. Like, you can agree with whatever he's like, but Magna Carta's sound production wise is phenomenal. I think he did a great job he teams up Timbo and Pharrell and all kinds of people on just one track. And if you read the credits like I do, if you see the mix on that, but it's because they team people together. Like everyone that was on the roster could do their own thing, but it's being able to be like, I'm Timbo, but I'm gonna work with Pharrell.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
gonna work with these artists to make something classic and something phenomenal. I think that album was awesome, man. That when they do that in the industry, it just reflects, because I feel like all the talents come out.
It does.
Take this snare out, take this out. You get the 2 cents where it's needed. Not like, I'm fire. I'm bringing in I'm the best producer on the track.
Yeah.
I'm the best singer on the track. Like working together and creating that that sound and creating that track. It's kind of what it's all about.
Yeah, and that's why, like, for now, like, I think, like, I got a motive I'm running with. Like, I just got something that I feel like where I want it to be, and I wanted to, stand for. So I really want to stand for something, and so I came up with this lingo. It's like a MI. It means MI. It stands MIM. Like is abbreviated, but when you say it, it's motivational, inspirational music. So it's kind of like if I was motivationally speaking to someone, and instead of doing that, I'm singing it to you. So I just kind of I would really like my music to help people, whether through love and life, through relationships, through life struggles, like everything,
Yeah.
man. Like, like I want my songs to stand for something. I don't want to just make a song like I said, to show off. Like that's not me. I would rather want my songs to, someone to hear
Yeah.
someone say, "Wow, I went through that. Or I'm dealing with that." Or, "Oh no, man, I feel that way too." I think that's so dope because then you really connect with people. Yeah,
No, for sure. I agree with that.
yeah,
I think you with albums you know at least for me I think with music's therapy. So sometimes regardless of what you're going through, everyone
yeah,
kind of goes through their things in life, and I think music has kept me and focused when it was kind of my therapist for a while.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
listening to all kinds of music, and it takes you there to where sometimes what you're dealing with. There's a lot of Nas albums that I could probably know. There's a lot of even Jay-Z or other albums that I know when the album dropped, the part of
yeah,
my life where I was going through at that time because
yeah.
I either played it out because I was relating to it
You
at
was
that time.
relating to it.
So,
Yeah,
you impact people when you probably don't even know it, and some of the,
and
some of
just
the
what the
just,
lyrics of what you talking about,
yeah.
what you saying on the song. You right, man.
Just like even Cold War, like I remember like at that time,
Yeah,
during that
yeah.
time, that was that was what was happening when it dropped.
When it dropped, it was like everything that was going on. Cause I remember we dropped a mixtape before that, and I had a song called "In the Hood," and it was man. I took that Fuji's beat, that Mario Winans, and man, it was crazy, man. What I did to that song. That song was so political, like it was crazy. And then like I started really seeing myself different, like wow, wow, and that all came from Harvey Scales. It did. And I wouldn't be where I'm at right now without Harvey, man. Pops played a
That's true.
big
Shout out to Pops.
he played a big part in this, man. I wouldn't be who I was today. I remember when I first my mom was like, "Hey, I got a friend. Let's meet him. Let's get up. You gonna go sing with him." And she took me downtown, and he was performing, and he pulled me up there to do Stevie Wonder. Dude, I ain't gonna lie to you. When I heard all the people screaming when I was singing Stevie with a live band, and I was only 17 years old, man, I ain't gonna lie, dude. I was crying like, wow,
It's a big
this
show,
is gonna be my life. This is gonna be my life moving forward. And from that point on, he took me to. I was doing Summerfest on the Harley Davidson stage with him singing Stevie, like everywhere, like River Splash, all these big festivals in Milwaukee. Like I was doing all that stuff, man. So like as a kid, like so to see where I'm at now, I think like I've overcome a lot of obstacles that I think whether they were bad or they were good, man, they're definitely a learning lesson. And like right now, I think finishing everything off, if I could say it the best way possible, man, like God's connected my dots right now. He's saying,
yeah.
These are I'm bringing in. He's bringing in you. He's bringing in Tito. Big part. Tito's a big part. He brought in Tito, and I like Tito's a super
First,
blessing.
man.
Yeah, you got to put him first, man. You got to put him first. And I thank him for taking care of the people that that want to help me get to another level. A good friend of mine, and his name he goes by Juice. I don't know if you know him, Wilfredo Rosa.
So,
Yeah, Wilfredo Rosa. That's his name we call him Juice. And man, he's a real good friend of the family. But not only that, like he's been around. Like, dude, like he was there when I made Ghetto Soul. That was my first album. He was part of that team. And man, like he's got so much footage of me singing, dude. Like it's unbelievable, man. He's got so much footage over like probably the last 5 years of me singing places that I don't even have, dude. Like, it's crazy.
You gotta. We're gonna be working on some of your items and stuff that
Yeah,
with
yeah, and
years,
like, yeah.
we might have to put that on the discology
Oh yeah, for sure.
page or something.
Yeah, most definitely. And for people who don't know, like I said, me and Mario Ortiz go way back, man. Further than this music, when we was young dudes, like 12, 13 years old, hooping.
Yeah, when we're jumping different playgrounds, playing basketball and stuff. So I've always supported you, man. And RPW, we have RPW as a brand. Excuse me. We're supporting you, and we appreciate you being on board with us too.
Oh yeah, man, and it's it's I just love it that me and you are reconnected, man, because we were trying to do this in Atlanta, and like we were young, you just don't know, man. Like that was 98, 99, dude, and we were so young we didn't know. Like for me, man, like I want to close with this, man. Like I think God has connected my dots, and I'm at that point where I'm like, okay, that I've held things back. I've held some things back for so long because sometimes we're afraid is we start timing things. Should I drop? No, I wait. Should I drop? No, I wait. And it's kind of like you gotta kind of just just work on it. And I'm understanding from now my past. My past shows me what I should do now. And I think where I failed is always stopping. I think like now it's time to just go forward, move on, just go forward. Don't even look back and, just keep it moving. Don't think twice. Don't think twice about nothing. Who like it, don't like it, who feeling it, who ain't feeling it. I ain't got time for that. This is something I've been working on all my life. And, it's bigger than anybody knows except the people that are around me, like you, like Bridget, like, Matthew, Jennifer, like my wife plays a huge part in that, dude. My kids, my son don't like me not doing my music. Last year I was down, like super down. I went through a Great Depression. And my son told me, man, Dad, you gotta get back to the R&B, Dave. Dave, that's you, Dad. Like,
shout out to the son.
Yeah, I love my kids, man. They know who I am. We got some big things coming up. Me and D Rose are doing this theater downtown. It's beautiful, man. Y'all gotta check this out, man. It's gonna be on Facebook. We'll be inboxing people with the flyers. This is going to be a phenomenal show, and we're actually doing that at a theater.
What's the date again?
It's going to be probably going to be more like, I'd say look for it around April, May. Okay. But it's called the Next Act Theater, a beautiful place. I did it already, and that night was huge, man. That night was really nice, and man, I can't wait till you see us do this, man. It's gonna be for sure. Yeah, and we'll have I would love to get back with you on your podcast and talk about that event and set up for that event when it comes. Also, I just want to like I said, give a big shout out to Mario Ortiz letting me do this today and let me be a part of what he's got going on and. Like I appreciate it, man. I'm all about networking for all the artists out there, man. Keep doing what you love and, do it because you love it. Don't do it for all those other reasons like money and, like somebody like trying to be like somebody or you want tons of money, you want to be famous or rich. Because when that doesn't happen, you will stop and quit. You won't do it anymore, man.
You're going to set yourself up for failure.
You're
going to set yourself up for disappointments. Set yourself up for some success.
Yeah. And, I've always...
great expectations.
That's why I could say, Mario, I never wanted it for the fame, dude. The fame was never the issue. Like, oh, I want to be famous. Oh, I want to be famous. Of course, we want money. We want, I would rather do this than full time than, work my butt off at some 9 to 5 or, put all this work in. But I'm human too, like everyone else is, and I'm not perfect, man. And, we live the life God, he's we wake up every day and we face what we face. And some people are like, oh, you can have what you want. You can do what you want with your life. That's true, man. But at the same time, remember your responsibilities. And I think that's what makes people do wrong is because they feel like they don't have any responsibilities. That'll make you be held accountable and like for your actions or what it is you're doing. And that's why I said, like before, like I'm leaving it in his hands. And to me right now, this is the perfect timing, dude. And I'm glad I did this.
I think
I'm glad
things
I
align
did this.
up for. I
Yeah.
think everything lines up for a reason. Yeah, I mean, I think you're doing some great
And then,
stuff. It's
yeah,
I think in terms of
yeah,
RPW recordings is kind of a lot of the stuff. We'll have some
yeah.
more introductions and more official announcements coming up soon. But
So yeah, y'all get to paying attention to RPW Productions.
RPW
Yeah, recordings. We're gonna be, the podcast is huge. They're doing big things out here. I'm glad to be working with them. It's good. I'm here to get as much as I'm here to get as much as knowledge as vice versa. Me to you, we're just gonna work together.
You
Yeah,
already got
yeah,
kind of what you got going already, so it's just working together.
yeah,
Kind of, it's a little different with us. I've known you for for some time, so it's
yeah,
not like an artist signed into a label.
exactly. No, yeah.
We've known each other for years.
Yeah,
And it's more of just supporting you already.
supporting each other, yeah, and that's what it's gotta be. I don't want to give nobody titles, bro. Like, because when you start doing titles, it's like, this is okay. I'm gonna give you this title. You run with this. I'm gonna go home and go to sleep, and I want to wake up and be rich and famous tomorrow.
The ambassador of Dave.
Nah, like
just throw an album out, bro.
So yeah, and it's kind of like all I want to do now is just connect all my dots, man. You, Tito, Matt, Mateo with the videos, everything, dude. Just connect it all, man, and go to work, dude.
And we'll
make some things work
with RPW recordings and get everybody on board.
Oh yeah, get everybody. Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of see the
y'all check out RPW recordings. They're doing big things in the city. Y'all check out A Dot. You know what I'm saying? Check out A Dot State. That's A Dot State. Google that. That's Tito Sanchez on Facebook. Check him out, man. I'm telling you, one of the best engineers in the city, man. Dude does all my work. I'm very happy, man, of what I got, and very satisfied. So y'all go make sure y'all give him some of y'all service. You want your music to be mixed right, sound right. You want to go to the studio where they don't play around. He gets it done, man. And shout out to Gabriel Elkowski, one of my best friends, man. Just always, not only on the music tip, he's one of my great producers throughout the years, but he's always just been my best friend, talking to me. We talk every day about real stuff, man. He's got a podcast too. Y'all see me on there soon. And like I said, love, life, and peace, man. That's all I'm about, man. Love and life, and y'all, yeah. So like, the name of the albums that are coming out is Love, Life, and Soul, which is a neo soul project, and My Day Gonna Come, which is, it's just a new day VELA vibe. It's nice, man. And I can't wait to, present these to people. And also, I said I would come back to this before I get off. Stone Paxton, who was with the music R&B group Troop back in the days, he is doing big things as well. Check him out. And also, you will find my work on all streaming platforms. He got my back. We doing big things, y'all. I can't wait to sit down and show you what he showed me, man.
Yeah, like Planet Works.
Yeah.
Red Planet. Right now, we'll have some stuff from Dave VELA up on Red Planet Works. That's Red Planet WORX.com/Red RPW recordings. You can everything at Red Planet or Red Planet Works or RPW recordings, kind of the same company brand. You'll get more info on that. We'll start blasting some more things out soon and make an official announcement.
Yeah, exactly. And like when that stuff, we got a lot of stuff coming, y'all. Hey, Bridget, me and you need a new track for real. I got some beats too. I'm gonna hit you up. We gotta do something for real.
Shout out to Bridget.
Yeah, it's like I said, man. This life it's a journey, man. It's not promised, but you do have to embrace what the gifts, man. Your gifts. You have to embrace those good times and
Yeah, I
Like,
feel like it's when it's at his time, right? I feel we did all this stuff. We worked on
yeah,
a lot of stuff from before, and
yeah.
I feel sometimes it's like it's not our time,
It's not our
no matter
time.
how
You
much we
right?
want it to
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
It's whenever he feels
It's
like he
we're on
wants to
his
line
clock.
things up.
Yeah, and we're on his clock. Yes, and I say that all the time, man. And it's
I
so
think this is
true,
the
man.
time. I think
Yeah,
we'll just do something. We'll bring it out, and
yeah. I'm excited, man. I'm so
we wrap
excited,
up
man.
a good summer,
Yeah.
a busy
Oh, it's
summer.
gonna be a busy summer, man. It's gonna, like I can't wait, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and I appreciate you having me here on the,
Oh, I appreciate you coming
having me
through,
on
man,
the
for sure.
RPW podcast. This is nice, man. It's
We have
beautiful.
some big
Yeah.
things coming up that we're working on too with RPW. We have online radio that we're kind of promoting as well. That's coming up soon. Stay tuned for that. Probably have most of Dave Vella's and most indie music and podcasts is basically what it's going to pertain. So if you're an indie artist, also reach
Yeah,
out
reach out, man.
for sure.
Hit up Mario Ortiz, man. Look him up on Facebook, RPW. You know what I'm saying? Recordings. Look that up. Yeah, we out here, man. I'm back, man. Heavier than ever, man, and I feel good, man. I got a lot of stuff to show off, and this is gonna be fun, y'all. We love y'all.
Stay tuned
Peace,
for some more.
everybody. For real. Peace. Love y'all. 100.
See.